Kevin here, posting a further improvement of the bud switch I came up with, and this is in response to something Generic B actually pointed out to me. He sent me a video response of a video he did nearly a month ago, and here's one thing that he points out very early in the video is that if you have a weakly powered block, like this is right here, this is weakly powered because you have wire feeding into it rather than a torch or a repeater can still draw out that weak power, and now that I can use that signal. And you realize then that you don't need both of these rows then to feed into the block, because the block itself could be used as the power source even with just this weak power going into it. So I'm going to take my original bud, we're going to eliminate this row, and instead have it repeater switched around to feed the power out from there, and you have that feeding into then your input block. So the block used to be here, we're going to move it right over here, and you could have the torch here moved over just like before, and send the signal here, and this is your working bud. But where you can probably realize here that that's unnecessary, you can put the torch right on the side here instead. And this is a even significantly smaller setup that does the exact same thing as my bud before. Generic B came up with this nearly a month ago, so all credit goes to him for this design. The one thing he didn't realize was that you can use a sticky, you can use a normal piston and sand with it as long as you change the one repeater over here to 4 ticks. So this repeater here needs to be set at 4 ticks for it to be used as sand, and if you use a sticky piston and some normal block instead, then you can set this to 1 tick and it'll reset even faster. But this is the design. This is probably one of the smallest bud designs, and for one that has all those top faces, that's really nifty. Thanks Generic B for showing me that. So here we are, this is the same design. I just attached the T flip-flop on there, just like it was attached in the original design. This one is slightly modified, so this sticky piston is going to push the block over the torch and power that block so that a signal can go out of it. So thank you, that's a cool design, that's much improved, and I hope people can find that useful. One last thing, the reason why trees were not working is because trees don't work with bud switches. They simply don't. And if you want to do a tree farm detector, you should have a block, or you could have a power signal feeding into your sapling, and then you have the sapling. Ta-da! It's not going to power through when the sapling is there, but when the wood grows, you're going to get power through there, and you can have that power some torch. I wish that the bud would work, because I wish I could hide the redstone in my tree farm that I'd like to build. It just looked nicer that way. But I guess with that working there, it achieves the same function. So thanks for the responses. Thanks for the positive responses to my video, and I have a few more inventions, I guess, in the work. Plenty more to come.